to be here with you. Welcome, everyone. If you have questions, go ahead and ask in the chat. So how are you doing today? So today's topic, do you feel like the universe is against you? We all feel it from time to time, right? Like, things are not going the way we planned, or we think that we have like control over a certain situation, but actually we don't, right? Or we want that our life will go in a specific way. Do you know it? So, we all experience it from time to time that you want everything to go as planned and everything as we anticipated, right? But life has its own challenges to throw at us. But actually, it's all about changing the perception of what's going on, right? Because a lot of the time things are happening in our reality, but actually, I know it sounds cliche, but actually, it's for us, it's happening for us and not to us, right? And the difference between uh, those two perceptions, like it's happening to me or it's happening for me. Think about it. When you say it's happening to me, it's like we're in like a victim mentality, right? Oh, poor me, that just happened. Or why do I have to be born to those parents? Or there's like a lot of things that we can tell ourselves why we are so miserable, or just life is against me, the universe is against me. Or if you trying to manifest something, oh, I did everything I could, I visualize, I stay in a high vibration, right? I'm doing everything, and the universe just doesn't want to give me what I want, right? But there's like two layers. There are two layers for it. The first one is just to for us to recognize that things are happening for us and things aren't happening to us, right? Because this is when you think that things are happening to you and not for you, this is like really disempowered state to be in, right? Because you feel like you have no power over or control over your reality, and you just like to be in your, to feel miserable, like everything is happening to me, or I don't know, why do I deserve it, right? This many questions that we ask ourselves: why do I deserve it? Why is it happening to me? Poor me, right? And it's not a judgment. Like, I catch myself from time to time doing this, right? So I'm miserable. Oh my God, why do I need to be born to those type of parents, right? I hear it a lot. Poor me. Oh, but just, things are actually, hi everyone, good morning. Thank you so much. But things are actually not knowingly, things are happening for you behind the scenes, right? Even if you don't see it in your 3D reality, things are happening behind the scenes, right? And there are like we have like this like kind of expectation that the universe needs to bring us everything we want right now, right? Especially if you're in a manifesting journey, you visualize, you stay positive, you're in a high vibration, right? You're in a high vibration, and and then like why things aren't happening, right? But we don't actually realize that things are happening behind the scenes, right? And actually, this is quantum physics. Quantum physics says that what you see in your 3D reality is actually not the real reality. It's just 1% of the real reality, and the 99% is actually hidden from our vision, right? So what you see in your 3D reality, if you don't see results, if you, oh my God, it's happening to me, oh my God, poor me, things are not moving fast enough, nothing is going, the universe is against me, and you don't know Actually, the things are aligning behind the scene to bring what you want at the perfect time for you, right? And it requires a lot of trust. But the first thing that you can do is, instead of saying that things are happening to you, tell yourself that things are happening for you, right? There's a difference, because when we are telling ourselves, oh, this just happened to me, this just happened to me, automatically we are in a, like, a victim mentality, right? And subconsciously sometimes we are addicted to be in that victim mentality, right? Because when you are in that victim mentality, there's a payoff that you receive, right? And a lot of the time, a payoff, it's just, sometimes we don't want to do the inner work, right? we it's hard for us, if you are watching this video. So by now you know that the universe, or what happening in our reality, is just a reflection of our state of mind, right? And our inner being, everything is just a reflection, and the universe is just one big copying machine, right? So when you know that you have control over your reality most of the time, right? So you can't really give yourself excuses. Oh, it's just the universe against me, or whatever. I was born to this kind of family, right? Things, I have like this mentality, like, I don't have a lot of abundance. I don't have a lot of resources. We have a lot of excuses, right? Because when you know that you have control over your reality, and it's not me saying, it's quantum physics says that everything you see in your 3D reality, it's not the actual reality, it's just a result of the spiritual realm, or whatever you want to call it, right? So once you know that you can change your reality by changing your inner state, so in a way, you have this, like, kind of a responsibility. And a lot of time we don't want to have this kind of responsibility, right? Oh, it's the universe, it's a sign from the universe, or, it's the universe made this decision. But sometimes, we can. So how do we change our reality? How do we change our reality? When you know that your inner state and your mindset have an influence on the result that you are experiencing, that if you want to change something on the outside, where do you need to go? Thank you, everyone. Where do you need to go? Inside. So instead of trying to change, and of course there are things that we don't have control over, right? I'm not talking about what's happening in the world, or the something global, or whatever, or the weather, or I'm those type of things. Of course we don't have control over it, right? But what we do have control over, it's how we feel and how we choose. What is the meaning that you choose to give to events in your reality? And of course, in an ideal world, we want that everything just going to be like you're in a flow state, and everything just going to be like smooth sailing. This is in an ideal world. But our lives, and it doesn't matter how much. Maybe you've done the inner work. Maybe you are, very spiritual, and you know how everything works, right? But there's like sometimes we have like an expectation that, what, I've done the inner work, and now I expect that my reality is going to be perfect. No challenges, not nothing. But in our lives, we have seasons. We have a season that everything, like just like the season in nature, right? We have a season that everything is going smoothly, that we are like on a high vibration. There's not like a lot of challenges. Everything is like pretty well, right? And then we have a season in our life that we are receiving some kind of challenge, right, from the universe, or things aren't happening the way we anticipated, or things aren't happening at the exact time that we wanted it to happen, right? But this is not an excuse for you to just give up or tell yourself, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is what I experienced most of my life. So of course it was too good to be true, right? We have those excuses, but no, just think about it. Sometimes the delay, what you call a delay, or if you think that the universe is against you, is just a preparation. You are being prepared, right, to receive what you want to receive. And the universe actually is preparing. Hi, good morning, everyone. And the universe is preparing things beyond the scenes. You just can't see it. You just can't see it. And I'm sure a lot of the time you can recall, experiences in your life that you didn't really receive what you wanted, or you had some kind of a delay. And then, like, all of a sudden, one day, after you just gave up, after you just, you know what, I don't know if it's never going to happen, then you received it, right? And you're like, oh my God, I just forgot about it. I really didn't care about it anymore. And oh my God, and the universe just brought it to me, right? But what you didn't know, that all time, the universe, you know, made things happen beyond the scenes, all event, people, circumstances, for everyone for everything to happen at the exact right moment for you, right? So for us, this kind of delay, right? Hi, good morning, I'm from India. What do you do? I'm talking about today about how we sometimes think that the universe is against us, and nothing really happening, right? Or things are happening to us, right? So so sometimes, so what I was saying, that when we experience some kind of a delay, it's actually not a delay. So what if you can change your perception, right? And change the meaning that you give it. So instead of, oh, this is a delay, or nothing is happening, just ask yourself, I wonder what kind of a beautiful, positive surprise the universe has in mind for me. I wonder. I'm so curious about what the things, all the blessings that I'm going to, right? But you're like, Limor, come on. Right, it's out for us because we are programmed always to think about the worst case scenario, that things are happening actually for us, that things are against us, that nothing is happening, that the same experience we experienced up until now in our lives, that's what I'm going to experience, right? Because things aren't changing for me, and this is the story of my life, right? So, but you know what's the beautiful thing about the story? You can change your story. You can choose. You can choose to change your story, right? Yeah, I've never thought about it like this before, right? Because automatically our minds is programmed to go to the worst case scenario, right? Yes, our mind is going for the worst case scenario, and it's really not our fault. This is just how we were programmed by society, by our families, by the media, everything, right? Everything is just, oh, the worst is going to happen, nothing is working out, like everything, there's a lot of chaos, and this is your reality, right? That's what they want you to think, that it's your reality. Excuse me. So this is what they want you to think. They want you to think that nothing is happening, right? That everything is like, it's not going to get any better. That things are going to be worse. It's like, do you know this feeling when you are like sick or you have a flu or something. So at a certain point and you don't really feel well and it takes like 1 week, 2 week, and at a certain point you're like, you know what? I don't think that I'm going to come out of it like alive. Right? This is just going to be my reality. That I'm going to be like bedridden and this is how powerful our mind, right? Our mind is convincing us that things are not going to get better. This is our reality. But reality actually, it's something that you can change. And it's not something that I'm saying. Actually, science is saying, quantum physics is saying that the universe is mental, that what you see on your 3D reality, actually it's not real, right? It's not really real. It's made out of particles, right? And everything is energy. So everything in your reality, actually, it's an energy. Even like if you touch like a stone, it's an energy. It doesn't really exist, right? So everything has like a different energy. So if everything is mental, so do you think that your reality can't be changed? Of course, because mostly we live in our heads. Think about it. It's not that we are live in reality. Reality lives inside of us. Just think about it. Most of the day, where are you at? In your head and in your thinking, right? And most likely, we think about the world. It happened to me. Up until today, it doesn't matter how much I know the importance of being in the present moment, because when you are in the present moment, you are not in the past, you are not in the future, right? And your mind is mostly in the past or in the future. So if you are in the present moment, that's the only thing that you can do to make this overthinking or thinking about the worst case scenario to subside, right? This is the only way. So even if you have this knowledge, is really hard, and it takes practice, and it takes a lot of awareness, and it takes a lot of focus, right? So I think that the best scenario, let's say you are overthinking and there's like a lot of mindfulness. Mindfulness is it's basically just you are being aware what's happening inside of your mind, not even trying to change it, right? So right now, let's say I'm overthinking. So okay, like I'm looking at myself like there's two of me. Okay, this is Lamore. She's overthinking right now. She's stressed about the future, right? So this is how you create some kind of a detachment from your mind and from your thought and from your negative thinking. And when you are detached, you are not really um, you are not really link your state of being to what's going on in your head. You are not actually going to believe it. You are not really identify with what's going through your head, because the reason that you feel like this and you feel negative and your emotions like are all over the place, or maybe sometimes we feel like everything is against us and the universe is against us, or poor me, like everything, nothing is happening. The reason 99% is because the things that are going through your mind. It's not because what's happening right now in your reality, right? Because if you look at your reality right now, you're good, right? Right now, right? But our minds, it's always going to a future project. Oh, I need to be there and I need to do this. And I'm not saying just to throw all caution to the wind and like, yeah, I'm just going to live in the present moment, not doing anything, just being at peace. No, that's okay to make plans. That's okay to have like a purpose or something to live for, right? But while you're doing it, while you are actually building your life or building your dreams or your goals, always go back to the present moment. Always go back to the thing that you need to do right now. Okay? So yes, things are happening, are not expected. So I need to cut this live short. I'm going to see you in the next live. Thank you. Bye bye.